and welcome to the semifinals for Grand Prix Montreal. I'm Brian David Marshall, joined in the booth by Limited Resources author Marshall Sutcliffe and Hall of Famer Randy Buehler. We're watching, there's a Vortex Elemental right out of the gate for Daniel Fournier. He's going to play.
It attacks. He gets in there with it.
For 0.
That was awesome. He's just proving a point, you know. I'm not afraid to attack you.
Wow.
Gerard is already up a game?
What?
Wow. Gerard's up a game.
Okay.
Duly noted.
So here you see Vortex. I mean, there is...
I mean, look at this for Daniel. He can have activation for Vortex
and there isn't
have Pharika's Cure mana up too and just say, look, man.
There's an Ordeal of Thassa in Shiels' hand.
Huh.
And he shipped the turn back, didn't he?
He says go, yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't do anything here. Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
The issue can be forced at some point here, too, though Daniel Fournier has to be careful if he doesn't have a second blue mana here.
Right.
You know, he wants to make sure he can leave up
I don't
Vortex.
think he's going to be tapping. Oh, no, he is. I thought maybe he wouldn't be tapping anything anytime
Well, I
soon.
also saw in his hand that he's got his Hero's Downfall, too.
Yeah.
So he's kind of got a nice insurance plan here. In fact, it's actually better for him a little bit if Dave Shiels moves in here and leaves himself open. Now, if Dave...
Yeah, the question for Dave is, does he equip the Hoplite with the Ordeal now?
Right. And if he does, and he doesn't have a way to protect it, then Daniel Fournier actually just gets a 2-for-1 off it, which is pretty nice. That's a lot of lands in hand for Dave Shiels. I think he's got a Prescient Chimera, all lands, and then the Ordeal.
Right. Both these players went down to 6 cards.
Ah, okay.
So, you know, at 6 you keep a hand that maybe you, would feel a little frisky
kept
with
Hoplite
it.
Ordeal. That's totally fine. His opponent just had the nuts. He had Vortex Elemental in turn 1.
He's got more than that.
I think Ian too.
Now, don't you respond
Ian
with Pharika's Cure here?
He's got Hero's Downfall.
I don't think he has Freakish Cure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He would have done that.
Got it.
Would have definitely responded with.
Yep. Okay.
And there's that ominous Plains there that Daniel Fournier was probably hoping wasn't going to show up. But still, he has the ability to fire off.
There's no God's Willing. If he had God's Willing, he would have played the Plains before the Ordeal.
Sure.
If he had God's Willing, he would have
good
used
point.
it to defend against any potential Pharika's Cure.
Yep, that's true.
I actually like playing my lands before I do stuff, just in general, so I represent more spells.
I do too.
Get in there.
And now he can just
He doesn't have to do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Hero's Downfall would essentially save the 10 life. What happened?
He drew another Ordeal.
Interesting.
Which is interesting, though. You got to figure this turn's probably better used just playing the Chimera.
Yeah. And Shiels is just not even going to attack.
Nope.
Into the Vortex Elemental.
So does Fournier use this time to use up some mana and get that card out of his hand? I mean, what more is he going to be able to get out of it than killing that Battlewise Hoplite with the untriggered Ordeal on it? Is it greedy to wait, or?
I mean, maybe
he could also
wants
kill
to
the
kill the
Chimera.
flyer.
Yeah.
Like Vortex Elemental is sort of kind of holding off Hoplite.
It is.
Yeah, he does. He kills the
But he's
flyer.
going to kill something here, right?
Yes.
All right. So there, down goes Prescient Chimera. And there's an island, second island there.
And he's willing to give Shiels the 10 life.
Clearly. Yeah, if he was worried about the 10 life, he would have Hero's Downfall the Battlewise Hoplite.
Yeah. He knows if this gets into a long game, his deck has the goods.
Yeah, no, it's really smart, actually. It would be very tempting, I think, for a lot of people to Hero's Downfall the Battlewise Hoplite there. You get the Ordeal, you effectively deal 10 damage, right? You're like 2-for-1ing the guy. But no, and I think Fournier is right. If he gets the Vortex Elemental that away, you can have the 10 life. I traded my Vortex Elemental for 2 of your best cards.
Right.
Good enough.
Shiels is not biting.
The question is,
Fournier
may have
to attack.
Fournier may have to force the issue.
I mean, he does open up some risk by doing that. You know, a card like Divine Verdict can kind of get him there.
Sure. But then if Shiels had that, why wouldn't Shiels just attack into Vortex Elemental?
Because he
you can respond to the trigger? I see.
That's a lot of lands in hand for Dave Shiels.
Yep.
He still has that one ordeal, and then the rest are lands. So nothing really moving too strongly forward for Daniel, but he's not dying, and that's really all he cares about as he's hitting land drops and getting draw steps.
16.
You don't want to force the issue there.
I would have forced the issue.
Here's a gray merchant.
13.
You would force the issue there?
Yes.
Man, aren't you just scared of getting hit by?
But I mean, if he had those tricks, he would just attack without being forced to. It's not like you're giving him the ability to attack. You're just requiring him to show you a trick.
Oh, I see. You're saying.
I'm saying, yeah, go
Force the hoplite to attack.
Dave Shiels. That's
Gotcha.
fine.
Gotcha. I thought you meant to activate the Vortex Elemental.
No,
and get it.
activate Shipwreck Singer.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, yeah, no. Attacking with Vortex Elemental, that's when you get blown up by Divine
Yeah,
Bird.
oh,
Exactly.
Yeah, oh,
If you activate Shipwreck Singer, though, you just block and shuffle.
Go.
All right, well.
Although, you know what the one advantage to this play is? It means Shiels isn't going to draw the Battlewise Hoplite.
That's true. I mean, it isn't doing anything here.
It's better than all the lands he's been drawing,
The,
that's
the
for sure.
scary play is if he plays Aqueous Foreman on it or something, and all of a sudden puts big heat on you. And then you feel silly
which may be very well just be the card Shiels is waiting for.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
it puts Shields 10 life up, and it can be up to 20 life up, and he just gets to sit there and hammer away.
Sure.
And then Fournier, feels silly for letting him have that opportunity, but yeah, All right, well, there's a blocker.
Flying.
Stop the vicious Shipwreck Singer beats.
I mean, if Fournier can get up to 12 mana at some point.
Go ahead.
I've done it.
Yeah, I know you
I
have.
did it to Rashad.
I call it downheaval. You start putting your opponent's permanents into their deck.
And yours, right?
Yeah, and yours.
And then you get to explain that it's fair because it happens to both of us. Just like other people.
Not bad. Okay.
Is it time?
It's time. I want you to gain 10 life. Whether you like it or not.
Go. Sure.
Yeah, Vortex Elemental sweet too. Doesn't
Boy,
target.
God's Welling would have been. Oh, it doesn't target?
It just says
wow.
shuffle these.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
God's Welling wouldn't even do anything
No.
there.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, you have to burn a God's Willing just to get one hit in there.
Just to ensure the maximum shuffling possible. The whole plan is just, it's just legacy.
My biggest pet peeve.
The plan is just to make sure that this camera match is as boring as possible.
We're doing a good job.
I know. Fortunately, it seems both of our decks are agreeing with us on this plan.
Going to my combat. Flying. Tap. This thing.
Players don't have a ton going on here.
No, there's not really a lot. I mean, Fournier's got to be happy to get to this stage of the game, but hasn't really been able to turn the corner. Doesn't need much, though. And just both players have drawn a ton of lands.
Yeah.
It's really
Are you
happening
just going to ordeal your Chimera here and start swinging?
Yes.
Sure. I mean, yeah, that thing can attack. It's a clock. It's pressure. It's tough to get rid of. He's not going to get hit by like Lash of the Whip or anything. Yeah, I'm getting in there. He wins the race handily. Triton Tactics in hand there for Fournier, is that right?
Yep. 3, 7, then 11.
The amount of land these guys drawn is crazy. It's like 10 each.
It's insane.
Off mulligans to 6.
Combat.
Yep, your guy must attack.
What's the point of that?
Good job.
No, he can block, sure. It's only hitting for 1. He's got a 2 toughness Shipwreck Singer. Was that a smattering of applause I heard, Rashad? Is that Gerard finishing off his match already?
Wow, Gerard Fabiano has already won his match.
Jeez.
We're still in game one here, right?
Yeah, we are, and
And
that's
it's
gonna be
not
scary
close
for
to
both
ending.
of these guys. They're like, if I win this, I got to face the guy
What
that
just
won
happened?
in 10 minutes. Another land for Daniel Fournier?
Yeah.
What is going on?
When he draws a scholar, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. As long as you remember to keep hitting those lands.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people try to get a little tricky and hold too many in your hand. Sometimes it's appropriate,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's not.
Yeah, he keeps wanting getting to multiples of 3
Combat.
for the scholar.
Right, and he's got, I mean, you need to hit everyone you can, especially, you know, he's got cards like Read the Bones in his hand too, or he can get ahead on that. So he's going to mitigate the damage slightly here with his Shipwreck Singer.
Decides not to Triton's Tactics to...
Yeah, and it just stops 1. I mean, I guess he could have stopped 2 by blocking Triton's Tactics. And is that another Shipwreck Singer?
So he could do a lot of -1/-1ing.
No, it's true.
With
Yeah,
the amount of mana he's drawn.
He could.
to
And
Shipwreck
tactics,
Singers
yeah,
out of
but-
Triton Tactics.
But the problem is that his opponent's creature has 7 toughness. Right now. It's like Shipwreck Singer's not designed to take down that kind of a threat. That is too much. All right, Nimbus Naiad.
Yes, a galleon we can handle. A tanker?
Yeah.
No good.
No good. So Dave Shiels now has 100 lands and a Nimbus Naiad in his hand.
And Nimbus Naiad dies on the spot if he plays it normally. Like, he nothing to do with it but bestow. Only question, I think, is whether does he bestow here? Does he wait for some other target so he can have 2
it gets
threats?
sanded out of existence, right? Then
Yeah.
just scrub it away. Yeah, I think he's...
You just bestow here.
Yeah.
I think I agree.
I'll pretend to look at my lands and then agree.
Trigger.
Bing. So tactic
10
for
more
6.
life. Yeah, 6 power. I'll take
Attacking
5.
for 5. The other one's summoning sick.
So Fournier, I mean, he just needs to find something to get ahead here. You know, Oracle's Insight would be good.
Once again, we're looking for
Jeez,
kills.
another land.
Yeah, Oracle's Insight would be phenomenal.
Right. Oracle's Insight would be phenomenal.
Yeah, Guild incinerates the Chimera,
is fantastic.
and then the Stingers can mop up.
Yeah, Read the Bones would be great here.
I mean, Biden.
Biden?
Just send my
Yes.
2 Shipwreck Singers
Yeah,
over.
it's true.
Combat.
Dueling mana floods, but Dave Shiels is the one with the big threat.
8.
So taking 4 a turn here, dropping him down
Yep,
to
2 more
8.
turns.
And he still has Triton Tactics, so he has ways to interact.
Yeah, they essentially buys a turn. It's basically 3 turns because the Triton Tactics will buy him a whole turn.
Does he have any lands left in his deck?
He only plays 16 actual lands.
Yeah.
We're getting faster.
So same play over and over again here.
Anything? Anything?
He finds Airy Worshippers. So that actually changes things a lot, because if it can start attacking, he can just start making chump blocks every turn.
Yeah.
But he
He's
does,
at
he does need to
4,
buy a couple
threatening to
turns
take
here.
4. Triton Tactics buys him exactly the turn he needs.
Yeah.
Does he have enough mana for all of that?
God's Willing might be a little brutal here, and that's exactly
No
the card
way.
that Dave Shiels drew.
But he's but it looks like Fournier can still survive, right?
Yeah, God's Willing doesn't win this turn.
No, because can he
It's not blocking.
activate? Does he have enough mana to activate?
Oh, you know what?
Triton Tactics,
It does.
Activate.
Shields might God's Willing just to try to get through those blockers, not realizing that Triton Tactics is gonna...
Is gonna let. Does he have enough mana to do that?
Wait, which the shrink ability is a block ability, right?
Yes.
So he can activate it 3 times. He can Triton Tactics and give -3.
1, 2, 3. Is
So
that
then he'll
enough?
take 3 and fall to
And
1.
he'll be alive. Yeah.
And Shields may have blown a God's Willing, but yeah, Shields is... Oh, he is.
He's moving in, and he has to say pro black here.
Yeah, he doesn't want his Naiad to
Naiad
fall
falls off otherwise.
Black. Scry.
What's the
Oh,
other card? Does
he's-
Shields
he's
have a
Mortal's
+1?
Ardor.
He's got Mortar's Ardor.
That
Essentially,
will
is
do it.
enough. Wow.
So close.
So he's attacking for 6.
Crazy. And Fournier was about to get to start making jump blockers.
He was.
I guess he still had to turn
So,
away.
take it down to 5. Take it down to 4.
Yep.
Right now.
Triton's Tactics.
Right tactics, my guys.
Untap these 2. Okay.
Man, if he had one more land.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, did he not play 1/1 turn? I don't know.
Oh wow, he has land in his hand, doesn't he?
He does have land in his hand.
Yeah.
I bet he held it a turn
what
at
we were
some point.
talking
All right, take it down to 3.
If he had the ability to activate that other shipwreck singer, he would still be alive. But
That
no,
is
instead
insane.
he's dead.
Where there's not land, my bad.
Wow.
Jeez.
That was
and look at
abs-
that.
look
Dave
at-
Shiels shows him I had 4 more lands in my hand.
Wow.
Still had all this. He's like, yeah, I don't know how I won that either.
Wow.
14 lands.
So Gerard Fabiano awaits.
Oh wait, yeah, Gerard Fabiano is just waiting for people to run into his celestial archon.
He has a giant
Ornitharch,
yeah.
Phalanx Leader,
Yes.
Ordeal.
He has the best uncommon in Born of the Gods and the best uncommon in Theros. Both in the same color, both in his deck, along with 2 rares of that color.
Yeah, two. You know, not the best rares. They're not. Celestial Archon's not the best rare.
Not the
You,
actual.
But
you
you
don't
know-
pass it.
You know, but you're pretty. Yeah, you don't pass it ever.
Excellent
I mean, he
card.
clearly got past either Archon, or Phalanx Leader. He can't have opened all 3 of those.
Yeah.
One of those got passed to him at least.
Yeah, I guess he went in and he said, "I'm willing
I'll
to be
play
the
white.
drafter.
I'll be
if
the
people
white."
are a little leery about it, I'll be the first person to push into that color."
You know it helps when you open Ornitharch.
Yeah, it does.
It kind of makes your decision for you. You don't
think
really
do you
have to
think he-
decide.
Do you think he passed a Phalanx?
Funny. I think we would have heard about that by now. We
We
would
can
have
check to
seen
see
it
if he
somewhere.
voted.
License first cast of Triton Tactics.
Dave Shiels doing a little work.
If I had not played the 4 drop that turn, or if I had been playing my lands properly.
Sideboards are called.
That was a crazy game.
That was insane.
It's really crazy. And to all come down to like the last point gets through off of
Yeah.
him being not having landed in play. It was in his hand instead.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that, right? Like the idea,
Yeah.
of like, at
Yeah.
that point in the game, especially with the scholar,
You kinda
with-
wanna bluff.
with the double trick there.
I don't know if he missed one. I kind of hope he played one every turn.
He might have.
He may
That'd be
have,
an
yeah.
awkward way to lose.
He certainly had one to play every turn.
Right, right.
Gerard's finished his match like halfway through my first game, both rounds.
There's not a ton of value in holding those lands back.
I mean, they bluff. If you don't have anything to do with infinite
Sure.
mana, then
Yeah.
they have
It's
some mild
it
bluff
depends on
value.
what colors you are and what you're playing against.
Right.
There's a lot. Like Brock Parker holding those lands bought him 4 turns.
Right, right.
Sure, yeah,
Absolutely
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's a good point.
But here it was kind of on the table. I mean, if you were going to be doing something, you would have done something. So it's you just
worth
don't
noting
know.
it.
Very polite on the outside.
Probably
yeah.
a turn or two after
was
that,
that?
even if he had the extra land.
No, he gets to start making. He has to chump block with
Gerard
Shipwreck
and I
Singer
are-
once.
Right.
And in this hypothetical, Shields has blown his God's Willing, right?
Right.
So Shipwreck Singer has to chump block once, and after that, he has the Airy Worshipper tokens to chump block with
Oh,
forever.
yes.
Right. Airy Worshippers gives him infinite chump
Yeah,
blockers.
that's
I mean,
fair.
obviously
Plus,
Shields can
Daniel
top
Fournier
deck a
has
spell,
a deck of all spells.
but so does Fournier.
It's,
Oh,
I mean-
sorry, that's what I meant. Fournier does. Yeah. So he's got some powerhouse stuff to draw there.
Both Shields and Fournier have thick spells in their deck, and
Yeah.
Fournier's are better for the late game.
Yep. And he can draw more of them too.
Yeah. Can you imagine that at some point in that game he had drawn Oracle's Insight?
Right.
Just
Just
able
would've
to
blown
just
the doors
dry
off
past
it.
a handful of those lands.
Oh man.
Always share instructed, never share.
Sure.
That's your
So
problem.
like they recorded my draft, and they posted that online. So how do I know his friend didn't just?
Gerard's taking this opportunity to go see a movie before the final start.
And our semifinalists are getting acquainted. Look at this, they're good buddies now.
The quarterfinals. After that,
Well, sure. So no deck list for the first round of the top 8 makes sense to me. But after that,
Talking about
the only way to
Jerome.
ensure level playing field is to give each other deck lists.
so should raise this.
But they have not seen each other's deck
Why
lists.
have?
There was a
Except the players have been sequestered. If they haven't had access to the internet, then
debate when that policy came around.
Or don't
Normally
record my
they do
draft.
get them.
Yeah.
Coverage.
You know what? Everything's about the coverage though. So then that's how we'll get them. You might want to draw first after a game like that.
That's interesting.
It's all right.
Not affecting my.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want it to be compromised, of course, but I like not knowing. I think
Yeah.
that makes
yeah, I mean, if the judges have been keeping an eye on the players, they haven't been able to go to their friends and go to their phones and talk to the friends who've been watching us, something like that.
Me too.
All right, both players have kept. So let's see if we can get a game with a few more spells here. Though I have to say, that was a good game. All right, so sigh of relief for Daniel Fournier. No turn 2 battle-wise hoplite.
Does he get turn 3 Siren?
Yeah, looks like turn 3 Siren.
Is he thinking about other turn 3s?
He's thinking about
gotta
like
be
Foul
Siren.
Hide Minotaur.
I swear there was cards.
Shiels
gotta
has
be
to just
Siren.
sigh here, right?
Opponent's blue-white.
Yeah.
Run it out there.
And remember, he can't kill it,
Right,
touch
he
it.
can block it.
He can block
He's
it.
like, I've already beat this card
Yes.
once.
And here we go. Daniel Fournier gets to start hitting with Silent as Siren Song.
No, see now he can actually, he's got the Oracle's Insight in hand. he can say, let's go in opposite directions.
Funny.
But you got to figure that he'd like to just build out his board here if he has attacks in the air that are clean.
Yeah, well, no, of course, of course.
But he has that plan where he
Yeah,
can
the
just
insight is nice in that it gives him a way to tap the Siren without
Yeah.
having to attack with it for damage.
Yeah. Nothing like forcing your opponent to discard while you scry and draw a card
Yeah.
every turn.
Oh, I mean, he's looking at it. He's shuffled it to the front of his
Oh
hand.
no.
He's like, is it this cruddy little Minotaur, or is it this awesome Oracle's Insight? He's like, fine, I'll Minotaur.
I think insight, the fact that he spends 3 mana, doesn't use it, doesn't have a 5th land in his hand, I think I might have actually played the Oracle's Insight there.
Really? He's got Read the Bones.
Okay, that
He's not
maybe
missing
that
a land
changes
drop,
it?
so he can find it next.
No, but he's using his mana inefficiently.
Yeah, it's true.
Like next turn he could have gone a 3 and a 2.
It's just
like
that he
could go
takes more damage though. Like now he can block.
Oh, he can trade with the Laguna Band Elder. I guess
Yeah.
that is relevant.
Can he though?
No trades.
Really?
Now he's got Hero's Downfall in his hand, so this is played into
Right,
played
again,
into
he's
his
going to
plans
have to use his
pretty
mana
reasonably.
inefficiently. Like he wants to do a 3 and a 2 next turn,
Yeah.
but now it's only going to work if he draws a land.
If he can find another 2-power creature, he can double block potentially.
Dave Shields considering playing something here, but doesn't really want to lose his access to what he says no.
Yeah, he's got a God's Willing.
He's like,
Yeah, he's on plan A here.
so Laguna Band Elder discarded and Plains is milled.
Yep.
See, how much better off is he with an Oracle's Insight? I understand you were being cute about it, but I think I like that line better.
So Dave has double God's Willing in his hand.
Oh boy.
I mean, this is plan A for him, right? Get an ordeal on something and protect it.
Yes.
So he's
Yes, plan A.
he is enacting plan A, and the question is, can Fournier get around it? See, he's also got a Gray Merchant in his hand to maybe get him a little bit of a cushion, but he doesn't have the mana. He doesn't have a land drop this turn lined up.
Murder, you say?
Is this Read the Bones?
I think is he going to read the bones? He's not going to attempt to kill that. Nope.
He wants to hit his land drop.
Yeah.
And he found a way to do that. Is that a Fate Foretold as well?
His it looks like a draw
Thought it was-
Triton
Yeah, I thought it was
Tactics
Triton Tactics. Yeah, Fate Foretold's already in his hand.
and an island.
Okay.
Yeah, he's holding a Fates Foretold.
Definitely wants the island here. Might want the Triton Tactics. It doesn't do anything immediately.
No, Triton Tactics is actually not that exciting right
It's like
now.
an investment in drawing cards later after you have Oracle's Insight down. It seems like he might need things that can interact with that Elder faster than that.
And he draws his single planes,
Yeah.
and in they go.
Not planning to block, may as well attack.
Yeah.
He's going
Did
to
hit
take
that land
5
drop.
here down to 9.
Yeah, hit his land, so he's going to be able to Gray Merchant next turn if he wants.
Gets in for 5.
Hmm.
He's got to start thinking about what cards he's discarding here. Is he going to discard a planes? Yeah. There goes another ordeal.
So many.
Yeah, would have been actually nice here. Skyguard there. He's gonna battle. So this lets us know that he's probably on the Triton Tactics and Gray Merchant plan here.
Triton here, yeah.
Okay. So that's going to save the Siren of the Silent Song.
Yeah, Shiels is trying to decide whether this is worth a God's Willing. God's Willing would effectively grow the Skyguard and have it survive this combat. Otherwise, it's going to die.
Yeah. Though
It's tricky, though.
it would get tapped here, right? From Tactics.
No, it only taps the other way around, right? If it's blocking.
No, I think it only does it this way, right? That was blocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The Triton Tactics does untap the Siren, of course, triggering its inspired ability. And yeah, Shields, those God's Willings have a mission in life.
Yeah, they do. He's
It
left
is
double
to
white up too.
defend Laguna Band Elder from things like this.
There we go. Here's one.
All right, but Fournier's still alive here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Just draw.
I couldn't quite see.
It looks like he might have drawn a hopeful Eidolon.
That is not worth tapping out for. Not even a little bit.
I mean, the clock is ticking here, right? In the sense that Dave Shiels' hand is being threatened.
Yeah, I mean, the Siren's already untapped, so it's not like he's about to have to discard again, but sure. I mean, he's winning on board. He's going to gain 10 life. The race is not as close as it might look.
Right.
Boom.
Is Fournier just going to cash in his Minotaur here? No.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Because the Fate Foretold, he gets a little bit of a bribe.
Yeah, he
That
has
was the
to.
cash in, yeah. And Dave has to pass a turn back. Finds area worshippers. So Fournier is looking for guild. Dave Shiels is looking to God's Willing.
How much bounce does Fournier have? Does he have Griptide?
No,
Poison,
we
none of
figured
that?
out now. He's got the guild and he's got the Hero's Downfall.
Sure.
He's also got a Wave Crash Triton that could do
Right.
some work potentially.
Okay.
You gotta wonder how different this game is if he does play the
The
Oracle's
Oracle's inside.
on
Wait,
turn 4.
yeah. I mean, he's dealt 10 damage, but whatever. The 10 damage he's dealt with that Siren is completely irrelevant. The cards would have, could quite possibly have changed things.
So Shiels drew.
So it's trying to just operate within
He drew his
unknown shores.
Unknown Shores, and yeah, probably going to have to hit the bin here.
That's a good card to discard. That's what it's in the deck for.
Okay, gets in for 6. And yeah, you're just discarding unknown shores here.
And still
Yeah.
just on the same plan.
In theory, can just kill him next
He
turn.
could. Now, Fournier, though, if he wants to play the area worshippers, will have a blue and a black creature.
Yeah.
So it would have chunk blocks available and take away that play from Dave. Don't think he has quite enough mana here, does he? Is he going to have 8 mana available on this turn, or is that all he has right there? I don't know if he's played a land yet for the turn, but being able to play worshippers would be pretty big here. Okay.
Snaps that to the bottom of his
yeah,
deck.
there's a prognostic sphinx. All right, so he did not play a land yet, so
Nope.
that's going to leave him worshippers. So it looks like he's safe for another turn.
But it's time for chump blocks. Like, he's down to chump block mode.
Yes. Yeah, that Lagana Ben Elder's lethal on its own. 6 power.
No aqueous form.
No, it was an Oresco Sun Guide this time.
Next up for discarding. So at least 4 or 5 turns later, finally we get the Oracle's Insight on the Siren.
Dave's got 3 cards in his hand, but he's just got to be worried, about losing that God's Willing. That's kind of his main game plan here. If he plays 1 card out of his hand here, and if Fournier has some type of trick, another Triton Tactics or something along those lines. Did he make him discard?
Yeah.
What did he get rid of?
I think the Sun Guide, yeah. There we go.
Ship
Push.
back to the bottom. Okay, that matters. He might have to fire it at his own creature.
Funny.
But the life gain is a turn. Like, right now he's set to take 6. And Farika's Cure can bring him back up to 8. Which could be huge. I mean, like, if Dave Shiels decides just to go for it, and Fournier basically trades God's Willing for Farika's Cure, it's huge for him. Yeah, all of his creatures are blue.
Is he going to not attack with Area Worshippers? He's got to attack with Area
And
Worshippers.
all of his creatures are blue.
There you go.
Yeah, Shields may go for this God Willing,
He
and
might. This is going to be really
Fournier
interesting.
can gain 2 to stay alive.
Yeah.
It's crazy how Shields keeps attacking for Xaxes and Fournier keeps having tricks.
Yeah. And it is interesting, though, because Fournier, with all those lands, tapped everything but 2 swamps.
Yeah.
And, if you play this format even for a little while, when you see 2 swamps, the only thing you think of is Farika's Cure.
Is he considering a upkeep God's Willing?
Yeah.
Yes.
There it is.
Smart. Yeah, do the scry effect
Now-
on your upkeep.
Fournier, before the scry here, before anything, does he just want to gain the 2 life, or
Yes?
is there any upside to?
Oh, let him scry first,
Dave
but
Shields
before he
attack.
draws.
But before he draws.
Yeah, I think you let him scry so that he does not have the information about Farika's Cure.
So he needs to hit his own creature now, right? Because, oh no, he's going to give it pro blue anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's blue. Yeah, now before he draws, Farika's Cure hits his own creature because it's safer. He doesn't know what the last card in Shields' hand is.
Because it's safer, right? You just
Yeah.
Shields scryed to the bottom and drew an island. And now, is that, he's got Hopeful Eidolon?
He's got
He does
Hopeful
have Hopeful
Eidolon and
Eidolon.
land.
And Hopeful Eidolon is still
So you can get him to 1 here.
not enough.
Yeah.
He can get him to 1.
And he's got to do it. He
Yeah.
just can't.
He's going to lose that
He
card.
can't
on
hold the card.
anyway, so he might as well just run it out there.
Yeah. Otherwise, he's going to
This is
get them
so
to
close.
exactly 1.
Oh. So he's basically on the aqueous form plan now.
Yes, he is. This
Right,
is
and Fournier
so
has the
close.
Area Worshippers running this time, so
Yeah.
now the infinite jump blockers are online.
Yes.
Both God Willings are in
Yes.
the graveyard.
So Fournier may have just turned the corner.
That last
here.
single point of damage is going to be really hard for Dave Shields to deal.
Real one.
This is so close. And now Prognostic Sphinx gets to just
Yeah, it's just
completely craft Daniel Fournier's. I mean, he can just dig for that guild. He finds a
looks like a
Traveler's
Traveler's Amulet. Yeah.
Another card he can dig for is his Scholar of Athreos.
Yeah.
True.
Right, to just start dumping mana into that every turn and get himself out of range. Oh man, it's gotten very close.
Scry 3 is so
Scry
gross.
And he finds.
Oh, Vortex
well,
Elemental.
He did find a Vortex Elemental. The Forlorn Tsunama is too slow here. He's already got a much better version of that on the table. I mean, he's hitting for 5 right
Yeah, I think you definitely leave the Vortex Elemental up there, right?
That's interesting. It does prevent that thing from attacking. So yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
and
do.
you can also do it on. You can attack with it,
Yeah. So you play it.
or you can force. He's got the shipwreck singer. You can force them to attack.
I mean, the thing is, I don't know if Fournier is aware of Aqueous form. That's the question. Like if he knows that Shiels has one, because that's the #1 culprit right now. These are big draw steps. It's an island for Dave Shiels. He's forced to play everything as well. He doesn't get to hide any information anymore.
Yeah. Now he is going to be compelled to attack. Oh, does he have enough? He doesn't have enough blue.
Not enough blue.
He doesn't have enough blue to compel him to attack and activate the.
Right.
Will this guy live if he attacks? He's got a 2/2. Oh yeah, he can attack.
Who can attack?
Oh no, Shiels can't attack
He
unless,
can't.
unless, as long
Vortex
as
elemental.
Yeah, as long as the island is untapped, he can't attack.
Cannot. Fournier stable at 1 life with whatever he wants on top of his library.
He could actually kill Dave Shiels several different ways at this point.
But it's going to take a couple turns. Right?
Yeah. Shiels has a draw phase to find Aqueous form. He's going to be forced to attack next turn, almost certainly.
The thing is, Aqueous form on
But the thing is, he
Hopeful
can just.
Eidolon is lethal.
But he can just activate Vortex Elemental now, force the Laguna Band
block?
Elder to block, and then activate it.
But it leaves behind Hopeful Eidolon.
Oh,
Which is
Potentially
still
lethal.
lethal.
oh my! But then you have Shipwreck Singer.
Ah, yes, you're right.
It's a lot of mana.
But that's a ton of mana.
He's spending
because
mana making these
He
the
made a bird
2/2s.
too.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Yeah, I don't think you attack with Vortex Elemental. I think you Shipwreck Singer. It's a lot less mana.
Sure.
He needs to get this to a 2-turn clock if he can here, right? This is 3, 4, 5.
Dave Shiels is
6,
up a game,
7, 8.
so Daniel Fournier is playing to force Game 3. Did he miss the scar? He didn't miss the scar trigger. Okay.
There it is.
There's a
Scholar.
scholar. Yeah.
That's a big one.
He can draw it, activate it, which isn't super relevant, but
It is not this turn, but
I mean, I think I'd rather the whole Shipwreck Singer Vortex Elemental. Did he push? I think he might have pushed them all.
he might have just pushed them all.
Yeah, he'd really just like to find a guild.
So did Area Worshippers just get blocked?
Yes.
Why did he attack with it?
Forgot.
I don't know.
Just forgot it didn't have flying itself.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a flyer.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And it looks like he did keep that Forlorn Sudama there. Man, he's got to be so careful here.
Push.
Yeah, so he didn't keep any of those. And he finds a second copy of Return Phalanx there. He's just got to be so careful about giving Dave any draw steps. Is Dave at 18?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't he just take like 3, 4, 5, 6? Thought he was
Remember
at 22.
those ordeals?
Yeah. Must not have been at 22.
Yeah, the Shipwreck Singer. I don't know if I'd be sending in the Shipwreck Singer. Actually, I think I kind of want to force him to attack.
Well, you can do that.
You can. It doesn't tap for that.
Oh, you're right.
It only
You're
taps
right.
you.
You're right.
And that's exactly
Yeah,
what
he's
he's
forcing
doing
an
right
attack.
here. And what did Dave Shiels find? Did he find
I
a
don't know.
griffin?
It's a spell.
I think it was a griffin of some sort.
Block, shuffle.
These are all going to get shuffled, so Daniel Fournier is going to be looking at
Oh, he gets looking
3
at a bunch
fresh
of new cards.
Yeah.
Although I think he
He's
won't
got-
get
Really,
new
he's
cards
looking at
anyway.
old cards. Now he's shuffling the stuff from the bottom back
Yeah,
into the deck.
that's true.
Like, I think his deck gets technically worse here. Certainly the
Probably.
guilds are a little more sparse.
Dave Shiels counting up, trying to think about what's in his deck.
Yeah.
How many draws does he have to find this aqueous form? It's a Tessin Griffin.
So it's a Setessan Griffin. It's just a 3/2, right? He has no way to activate that.
Oh.
Was that Biden?
Yeah, it was Biden. I thought so.
It was Biden?
Yeah. Let me show you a little something about what my deck does here.
He still has that Forlorn Sudam in his hand.
Yeah.
I don't know why he drew that. I mean, it is evasive,
Just
so maybe
don't-
he
just
was
chooses
just thinking
not
of
to
like a
play
good
Biden.
long-term plan.
Wow.
No Biden?
No.
No Biden.
11.
Dave Shiels had the win on the table, but Farika's cure was exactly enough to keep Fournier clinging at 1 and get set up behind like these cards, which are just Oracle's Insight and this much mana, and Prognostic Sphinx digging 3 cards at a time.
What does Dave Shields draw?
I know you like looking sideways. You're trying
I'm
to
trying.
see.
I need to know.
Is it an aqueous form?
Puts his hand on his head. It looks really frustrated about it.
You have 2 cards.
But it could be like, oh, I can't believe I have to just my win is depending on this aqueous form that I just drew.
That doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound right. At this point, he would just slam that down and just hope for the best.
Yes.
You, sir, must attack.
But he's making that thing attack.
Really? Not
Which
the
is-
Eidolon, which he can kill?
He doesn't.
Is he going to block, shrink, trade?
Block, shrink.
It's a trade, right?
It is a trade, but I mean, you'd much rather just
Loses
trade
the
one of those
shipwreck
birds
singer.
or just make him run into a bird there. No.
Acolyte's reward.
What? For the kill.
No way.
For the kill.
That would be
Oh
damage.
my god. Oh my god. That's oh my god.
Advances to the finals. Wow. Unbelievable.
I had the 2 cards the whole time. I had.
What did we just
That
watch?
was unbelievable.
I don't know how Daniel can get out of that. Like, he can't take the Griffin.
Right.
I mean, he's just dead. Shield's top deck. We were thinking it was Aqueous form. We thought he had 1 out. He had
Yeah,
2.
yeah.
He did.
I may have had others that we missed, but I mean, once he draws that, it's really I don't think Daniel has any way